So in the last video I drove from London to Wales in the Stelvio Quadrifoglio and based myself in Abergavenny, Wales. This morning after an early wake up I headed down to meet up with Jeep and have some fun off-roading and also to test drive the new Jeep Renegade 4XE. The car we are driving is the Trailhawk version running 240 bhp, powered by a 1.3 litre turbocharged engine in the front and a hybrid system in the rear. This package delivers a 7.1 second 0 to 62 mph time and a top speed of 124. The price for this car I'm driving comes in at 38,000, 36.5k base and 1.5k in options. Now in this video you're going to see two very different styles of driving. You're going to see the fun element of off-roading and just how capable the Jeep Renegade 4XE is, and also I'm going to take it on the main public road, which is realistically where the majority of people are going to drive it. After signing on and getting a presentation from Jeep, it was time to jump in the car and start to see just how cool and fun it is to off-road. Good morning. So here we are guys, let me tilt this camera. Hello mate.
Are you in four-wheel drive lock? Bottom one. Click him, off you go.
Off we go.
Straight up there.
Straight up, thank you. Cheers. There we go. The guy's being very friendly and helpful. I would not have been in four-wheel drive lock, so let's experience this together. I like a bit of off-roading, but we're in the range-topping Trailhawk, 240 horsepower. These start from £36,000, and you get the option of either full electric, or you get the hybrid power, etc. So full electric, this car will do 26 miles, which doesn't sound like an awful lot, but I guess for the average commuter, most people's journey back and forth to work will be around about that. And then of course you can then go petrol if you run out of charge, so it's a kind of a bit of both really. What I do like about this though is you get a massive kind of infotainment system here with Uconnect, 8-inch, and you get the things like the off-road pages, which was very similar to what I had when I drove the new Jeep Wrangler in the Lake District, so very similar feel here. The one thing that's immediately different though is the different setup of the clusters in front of me. So you've got a center dash which tells me my speed, I've got the RPM on the left, but also I've got a charge meter here on the right. So overall a pretty good look. In terms of ride comfort, instantly, I know this isn't like rocks and all that kind of stuff, but ride comfort is really good. This thing is absorbing all the bumps. Yes, we are on, I guess what you would say, soft terrain, but it's doing a pretty good job. Again, look at that, absorbing all of this. Wow. Do you know what? I would recommend off-roading to anybody. The thing with off-roading as well, the key to it really is you're supposed to take it slow. I took that a little bit quick, but I mean, oh look at this ditch. Here we go. Casual. I mean, where I'm seated right now as well, you know, the seats are really nice. You've got on the Trailhawk as well, you've got these really nice kind of leather seats. There's not massive amounts of bolstering. I'd probably like a little bit more, particularly for the stuff I'm doing right now, being thrown around the seat a little bit more. But steering wheel feels good. The seating position is also really nice. You've also got a nice kind of grab handle here for your passenger, which I would probably be holding if it was me in the passenger seat right now. Now, the other thing that I do quite like about this, I mean, the colour is lovely, it's a red colour, but I think there's an option for it's almost like a bit of a Nardo grey colour. That looks insane. And if you saw from some of the B-roll at the start of the video, they also offer an option to kind of mount a tent to the top of the vehicle. And oh wow, what the heck? And the car feels so compliant, genuinely. Now this is of course, like I said, the 240 bhp model, which in the current, you know, setup, it's doing a brilliant job. The lowest edition model, the entry level, I think it's called the longitude, and that's about 190. I still think it's going to be pretty compliant around this kind of off-road terrain. And what we'll do as well in a minute, we're going to take it and do a bit of a road test and just kind of see how good it fares on the road. And now, and this is where the 240 horsepower, so much torque, is so unfazed. It's just wicked fun. I could definitely buy into one of these because this is like the baby Jeep, isn't it? You know, you've got the option of the Wrangler, you've got the Renegade, which I'm in now, and this is Jeep's first ever introduction to electrification. It's a pretty big deal for them as well, because, you know, you think of where Jeep used to be, it was very much like high on emissions, you know, gas guzzler, that kind of thing. And with the world moving towards electrification now, I can't see anything. With the world moving towards electrification, they had to do something to reduce on their emissions. So what they've done here with the Jeep 4x4E is actually really good, because it pulls the emissions right down. You have the benefit as well of paying no congestion charge at all in this. If you choose to, of course, you put it into full electric, you go into central London. What a great venue Jeep have picked for this. You guys will see it now coming in from the front camera. I mean, take a look at that. Wow. I do love Wales. We're doing a pretty good job here. Pretty inclined. I feel like I'm going to roll the car over, but doing a really good job. Pretty steep decline here. Look at that. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Wow, this is testing. Flipping out. That's so sick. This way, I think it was. Yeah, this way. Almost missed the turning. Now, whilst off-roading is super fun, let's be honest, not everyone is going to off-road their Jeep Renegade. It's just not going to happen. The majority of people who are going to buy this car are going to buy it because either it's just like, it's a nice kind of family car, it gives you the option to all that cool stuff, it's very economical because it's got the hybrid technology. So what's it like from a road perspective? Now, we're entering the roads here kind of in the Brecon Beacons, and I love these roads. They are very cool, they're quite twisty, quite technical, and it's a good chance for me to test what this car is like on the road. Now, the 1.3 litre turbocharged engine on this one produces about 178 bhp. Then you've got the 11.4 kilowatt battery in the back powering the rear wheels as part of the hybrid technology, which gives you the extra 60, which tops you out basically at 240. But that is plenty of power. I mean, so much mid-range torque in this car, and yes, this isn't a performance car, don't get me wrong, but for what it is as an overall package, like, I'm genuinely impressed with this, and I didn't think I would be, if I'm being brutally honest. When Jeep invited me out to test drive the new Renegade, I was like, yeah, do you know what, off-roading sounds cool. But the moment I've got this on the road, arguably, I'm having more fun on the road than I am off it. Especially even the handling's pretty good, you know, for a car that's quite high off the ground, has a pretty decent centre of gravity. The suspension is pretty nice as well. It's quite forgiving with the bumps, but not so much that there's so much roll that you end up kind of meandering out into the side of the road. Like, I'm impressed. Now, in terms of the driving modes, of course, you've got hybrid mode, you've got full electric mode, and then you've got energy saving mode. So when we start to look at the battery, now I've basically been in hybrid mode from the start of this adventure, and quite quickly I've managed to drain a bit of that battery. So I started out with 26 miles full charge. I'm now on 16. I did put it into energy saving for a little bit, just because I want to make sure I've got enough juice to complete the video. And I guess that's probably one of the downsides to this, is that the 11.4 kilowatt battery isn't the largest. It gives you that bit of oomph, but doesn't necessarily give you as much range as you probably would like or would expect on these newer models. You know, when you look at things like Tesla, which are full EV, they're giving you, nearly 400-mile range. But again, very different scenario to that of this car. In terms of kind of cabin space, ample room for a pretty large family as well. The boot isn't massive on this car, but that's okay. You've got plenty of space by the rear seats. And like I said, full leather seats, comfy as hell. In terms of build quality, so there are quite a few kind of cheapo plastics in here. So in summary, kind of what are my thoughts on the Jeep Renegade 4xE? You know, as a car to drive, as a car to feel comfortable in, as a car to save money in when you go full electric, you can't really go wrong. Genuinely, cool car. We road routing now. Was that quicker than everyone else?
Well, you're first out. Last up, first out.
How does that work? Was there a presentation? Did I just drive straight past the presentation?
I guess so.
Oh, were we supposed to stop at the top?
Yeah.
For a presentation? I'll just do the road route then.
Guess so, yeah.